this year we had two big books which were both successful. The first one was the Atlas of the Irish Great Famine, and we had about 15 authors within the 50 who had some kind of UCC connection. And that book's gone on to win the Best Irish Published Book of the Year and the Joe Duffy Liveline Listeners Award, which we're very pleased with. And the second book which we published in May this year was Secrets of the Irish Landscape. The book was recently launched in the Royal Irish Academy in Dublin, and we published that in cooperation with RTE in Cork. They had an idea to do an innovative landscape series, and they broadcast 3 episodes around about 6:30 every Sunday evening. And the show was a great success. It had viewing figures of about 350,000 for each episode, and the book was published just in time for the first episode. The series was produced in Cork by Colm Crowley.
And what attracted me to this was it's kind of an alternative history of Ireland. It's a different way of looking at our historical story by finding natural history turning points, key turning points, whether it's the creation of the bogs, or whether it's the introduction of cereals, or whether it's the Normans and what they bring. And it's a different way of looking at our history and looking at it by literally looking at the marks and scratches that are left on the landscape. Just seemed to me to be a kind of a fresh way of looking at a familiar story.
RTE Cork produced a 3-part series of the book presented by Derek Mooney.
Well, The Secrets of the Irish Landscape is a series which has a look at some of the unanswered questions about Ireland's flora. Basically, what I do is follow in the footsteps of one of Ireland's greatest naturalists, Robert Lloyd Prager, and retrace some of his steps and try and answer some of the questions he raised about the type of flora we have in Ireland and why we have it. Why do we have Mediterranean plants living side by side with Arctic plants? And apparently this occurs nowhere else in the world, so it's unique to Ireland. We also look at how the landscape changed since the last ice age and how it was formed and what impact humans had, what impact forestry had, what impact the Stone Age, the Bronze Age, the Iron Age had on the landscape, and what Ireland is like today and how we got the Ireland we have today.
Fundamentally, it's a Cork-based show. It was edited in Cork, produced out of Cork. The researchers were based in Cork, and there's an awful lot of collaboration with University College Cork, not just in terms of the television series, but also in terms of the book. And I think that's good. I think the fact that we're not based in Dublin, so therefore we don't swim in the same pool of academics and of a kind of a way of thinking that you can't help but it would kind of colour if the show was done in Dublin. The fact that it was done outside of Dublin, I think, was probably brought a kind of a sense of freshness and adventure to it.